Robert Smalls was born into slavery on April 5, 1839, in a small slave cabin behind the main house of his enslaver Henry McKee at 511 Prince Street in Beaufort, South Carolina. His mother, Lydia Polite, made certain he understood the full brutality of slavery, pushing him from house service into field labor and forcing him to witness whippings. At 12 years old, his enslaver Henry McKee sent him out to Charleston to be hired out. He performed forced labor as a lamplighter, loading ships, handling sails, and eventually as an enslaved wheelman and harbor pilot. Through constant work on the water, he learned Charleston Harbor's every tide, hidden sandbar, safe channel, and gun placements and weaponry layout. Late in the evening of May 12, 1862, the white officers and crew of the Confederate sidewheel steamer CSS Planter went ashore for the night. Around 3 a.m. on the same night, Smalls and 7 other enslaved black crewmen quietly raised steam in the boilers. They moved the ship to a nearby wharf on the Cooper River, collected their wives and children until about 16 or 17 people were aboard, and then slipped away from the dock under the cover of darkness. Wearing the captain's wide-brimmed straw hat, Smalls took the wheel and sounded the proper Confederate recognition signals. The Planter passed Fort Johnson, Castle Pinckney, and the imposing walls of Fort Sumter, where sentries then signaled them to proceed. Only after clearing the final batteries did the group lower the Confederate flag and raise a plain white sheet as a flag of truce. On dawn, May 13th, they reached the Union blockade. The USS Onward trained its guns on them, but held fire after spotting the truce flag. Smalls delivered the armed Planter its cannons, ammunition, and valuable intelligence, including minefield maps and signal codes, to the Union forces. At 23 years old, he had carried out one of the boldest acts of the Civil War that usually go untalked about. In the years that followed, Smalls served as a pilot and later captain in the Union Navy, guiding ships and recruiting thousands of black men into the Union service. After the war, he used prize money from the Planter to purchase the very Beaufort property where he had been born and enslaved. He, along with other African Americans that I will discuss in later videos if talked about, became the first ever in the Republican Party for South Carolina. He served 5 terms in the United States Congress and passed away in 1915 inside the same house he was born as a slave. The journey from an enslaved wheelman in a Charleston Harbor to a congressman and federal office holder remains one of the most powerful stories of courage and determination in American history.